Hello YouTube, this is Jacob with Good To Go Gear. Just here in the backyard with the stump to do a field test, I guess. I mean, I'm just in the backyard, but kind of a field test of the Mora Bushcraft Black. It's made in Sweden. The blade thickness is 1/8 inch. It's got a 4.3 inch blade, and I believe it's 9.93 inches in overall length. Let me get my phone off the table. So it comes with this sheath. It's just a molded plastic. It's also made in Sweden. I put a piece of bike tube around it. I was putting something in there with it. I don't remember what it was. It came with two different style clips. One that had like a belt loop where you could wear it permanently on your belt, and this was just a clip. And I like that because I leave the clip on there because I clip it on my belt or clip it in my pocket. I need to shrink it down so that it'll fit in the molly webbing, but that's not that big a deal to me. I just throw it just easily in the backpack or in my pocket. Like sometimes I just put it in my front pocket and use it. So I've used this before, like last year when I was at the deer lease and stuff with one of my buddies, but I want to, I guess, put it on a YouTube video. So this is some of the wood from Labor Day where I was testing that hatchet, the S-Twing hatchet. So I brought it home and figured, you know, I can make some feather sticks and stuff like that. So just kind of see how good it carves, because I wasn't really using it for carving. I was using it for something else. Oh, also forgot to mention, it's got a Scandi grind on it, and it says it's not a full tang knife. It's like a 3/4 tang knife. So it goes to about here in the handle. And I was reading some stuff on Amazon about it, because the blade is just blued, but somebody I read on Amazon said it was a diamond light coating on the blade, and I don't believe that's correct, because this is just blued, and you can see right here at the end kind of where the bluing, you know, close to handles a different color. They didn't get as good maybe on the second coat, but it is a carbon knife, so you can strike a rock off of it, you know, if you were desperate to start a fire. And the spine of the knife is super sharp. I mean, it almost feels like it'll cut you. I mean, it's pretty sharp, you know, for scraping wood and whatnot. I don't see the point in doing that. You can just easily use your blade. And you know, if you're a serious prepper or serious bushcrafter, you're gonna have a way to sharpen your knife anyway. So I don't see why everybody makes such a big fuss about using the spine of their knives. But you know, to each his own. Also, I'm trying to think. The handle, man, the first time I grabbed this, it's one of the most comfortable handles I've ever held. I mean, it just feels like it's supposed to be in your hand. It's kind of there's a green hard plastic as the knife looks like it's molded in, and the rubber overlay is what it looks like. It just looks like a rubber overlay, but man, it is super comfortable. So I guess I'll make some feather sticks and just carve some stuff. I'm not one to make my own tent pegs or anything, so I'm not going to carve any tent pegs. I don't make figure 4 deadfall traps. You know, I've said it before in some other videos, but I think if the pioneers and our ancestors had stuff that we did, like modern day traps and snares and stainless steel equipment and lighters and ferro rods, they probably wouldn't have been using their knife to strike a rock off of. They'd be using the easiest stuff, and at the time that was just some of the easy stuff they had, and it was what they had available. So I don't see why today, you know, they would use something, you know, like this to strike a rock if they could just go pick up a lighter or even a ferro rod to do the same thing. So yeah, so I mean, it carves deep if you want it to. Or you get, I don't know if y'all can see that, but you can get some really fine shavings with it, you know, if you need to make a feather stick. So man, yeah, last time I was using it, I just carved in some bushes. I haven't sharpened it since. Yes, pretty fine shaving. And I believe this wood is cedar, like I said in the video I made about the hatchet. I don't know if you can see it, but man, that's some paper thin carving. It should take a spark quite easily. It's kind of windy today here in the neighborhood, so I'm not gonna light anything. They had a I don't know if it's a fire ban, but we're not supposed to burn anything really. So I won't do that. But then, like I said, if you take the knife, I don't know if y'all see that. I mean, it cuts deep. It cuts nice and deep. So I mean, it's really just up to you, and you know what kind of cuts you want off of it. You know, I kind of like, instead of doing feather sticks, it's kind of one of the biggest pieces I got. I kind of like this method, where you just, maybe I should do it this way. You just pull the blade, you know, because you can go deep, or you can do real fine cuts. And with these shavings, I mean, it's the same thing. As long as you keep them in a pile, you know, you can get a fire going with that. So I don't see what such a big deal is about, man, I carve a good feather stick, or I can't carve a good feather stick. I don't see why anybody makes such an issue out of that. For me, you know, wilderness survival and prepping, it's all personal. It's up to you. If you like this knife better than other knives, you know, use this knife. I apologize for my son. My wife and I are out here filming, and you know, we can't leave him alone. And he actually enjoys seeing it. You know, he lights up almost as much as I do when he sees Dad get out the knives and you know, the equipment that I use. He's a smaller version of me. Well, I mean, of course, but he seems so far to enjoy the same things I do, even though he's only 16 months old. So, like I said, it cuts smooth. I sharpened my kitchen knife stuff last week, and I'm almost out of hair right here on my arm. So I believe this is a 1095 carbon steel. I have to double check that. I'm not 100%, but it's not shaving sharp or anything right now after that little bit of use. But like I said, I did use it before. I was cutting some bushes and stuff out of the way, so to help my shooting lane, my sight, so if I saw any deer, I could shoot them. But that's cedar. This is some pine. I mean, I believe they're both kind of soft woods. The cedar seems to apparently be softer. But either way, I mean, it still gives you really fine shavings. I mean, or like I said, you can go deep. So it's really just up to the user. I mean, if you want the fine shavings, you can get them. Or if you want to go deep, you can get those nice deep cuts. You can get those too. So yeah, I mean, it's up to you. All in all, I mean, I've used it before. I've never thought to put it on video, because sometimes I just use my knives and my tools, and I don't think like, oh man, let me run in and grab the camera and do this. Like last weekend, I was sharpening my knives. While I said, you should make a video about this, and I was like, I hadn't thought about that, and so we did. I haven't posted that video yet, but it should post before this one. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just fun. Kind of like William Collins said, like, just go outside and whittle a stick. It's just fun to carve. And this knife, I was checking Amazon today, and it says just this basic model. You know, I paid $35 for this probably a year ago. I've had this knife quite a while. And now on Amazon, I was looking at the prices, and they're going just the basic model for like $55. And when I bought it, I could have got for $55. I could have got the one where it had the sharpener on the sheath and maybe a ferro rod or something came with it. I don't remember what all came with it. But so I mean, I guess you just got to catch it when they're on sale. I don't remember what time of year it was when I bought mine, but I don't think my son was born yet. So I've had it for, you know, almost 2 years. Like I said, it's just one. I kind of use it as a junker knife, really. I mean, not a junker knife. It's a good knife. I mean, the blade's not loose. Some people worry about that with the plastic mold. They worry about the blade coming loose. I mean, I haven't really beat the shit out of it. Like I said, I'm not going to baton with my knives. But, you know, I mean, it's a good knife. Comfortable. You know, this kind of worried me at first, you know, having such a sharp spine. But it doesn't cut you. It feels like it'll cut you, but it doesn't cut you. But, you know, it's a pretty nice knife. Very comfortable. I think it'd make a great starter knife for, like, my son. You know, he's old enough to start, you know, Boy Scouts, you know, around 8 or maybe younger, you know, 7, you know, give him to kind of teach him how to carve and how to do those things, and how to be responsible with different knives. I mean, it's a good starter option because it's got the stainless steel. You do got to kind of keep up with that, but it'll teach him how to take care of a blade. And it's got a soft grip, and it's not too big. I feel that I'd be uncomfortable with him carrying it with, while he's with me going hunting or fishing or camping or whatever. But I think it would be a good starter knife for a kid. Or maybe if you're just new to camping, new to the outdoors, you don't want to spend a ton of money on a knife, it'd be a good starter knife for somebody to get you into this, see if it's something you're really into. And I apologize for my son. I'm going to take him in the house. And but yeah, overall, I'm impressed with it. It's a good knife. And it's just kind of fun to just sit outside sometimes and carve on a stick. So anyway, this is Jacob, Good to Go Gear, and I'll talk to you later.